All right, good morning, traders. Today is May 15th, 2024. Thank you all for being here. My SPY pivot this morning is 521.13. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five are still in daily uptrends. SPY, QQQ, FNGU, and IWM all made higher highs and higher lows, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow made a lower high and a lower low, closing still over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. SPY ends the day with a 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend. Today's instructions, we got CPI today. Green erases red over the pivot, 521.13. Those are my entries. Okay, and gold and silver still in uptrends, both made higher highs and higher lows, closing over the bullish traps over the 17 EMA. USO still in a downtrend, made a lower high and a lower low, closing under the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. UNG still in an uptrend. This is amazing. This is great. UNG made a higher high and a higher low, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. US dollar index still in an uptrend. Recently bounced up off of the 50 SMA, kind of pulling back, closing near 105.05 area yesterday. So let's go take a look at some charts. All right, first chart we want to look at is SPY. You can see the price action. Oh, let's just review this. CPI 8:30 a.m. today. Pivot 521.13. Green erases red entries over 521.13. All right, under 521.13, red erases green entries. All right, so yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. We are back up near the all-time highs. So there is SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ, same thing here. Higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA, coming back to the all-time highs again. There's QQQ, making a rebound bounce. Let's take a look at FNGU. All right, here's FNGU, yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA, still in an uptrend. So we got all of the Fab Five still in uptrends. IWM, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. There's IWM. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow a little bit different than yesterday. Okay, lower high, lower low, closing still over a bullish trap. That's the 3 EMA on top of the white 8 EMA on top of the 17 EMA. So Diamond Dow, even though I had a lower high, lower low, closed over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. So Diamond Dow also still in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. So all of the Fab Five still in uptrends. Let's look at our technicals for yesterday. Yesterday, where were we? Oh, back up into the overbought zone, and the bears threw us out. All right, so we got thrown out of the overbought zone, tried to push our way back in, then got pushed out again. It just wound up chopping around in the buy zone, and then we made another surge attack on the overbought zone up there, making ever so slightly. You can see right here, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Yet again, another higher low. Should be producing a higher high, but we got CPI coming out this morning, so we'll see what happens. So there's T21.22, T21.23. Green almost from beginning to end, except for one red candle. Looks like a pullback to VWAP and then a bounce off of that. So there's T21.23. That's the 15-minute chart. Let's take a look at T21.23 3-bar. Slide this over if I can get this. Just move it over just a little bit. All right, so 3-bar chart. You can see here's price action, 3 more green balls there. Still got some space between our 17 EMA, that's the balls, and the price action. And we are now bouncing off of this rising 200 SMA. So they've recovered that. Can they make it? Can they make it all the way back up to the prior all-time highs before the market rolls over? Let's see what happens. I think they're going to go back up there to the prior all-time highs and to the all-time highs. It's a long way to go. CPI should give them a good head start today if the numbers come in good. So there's T2123. Again, space between 17 EMA and the price action, and bouncing up off of this 200 SMA. So that's a nice rising 200 SMA pushing price action up. Let's take a look at FNGU indicator. Okay, so green from beginning to end. Even the pullback to VWAP here didn't even give us a red candle, a red ball there. So green from beginning of the day to the end of the day. So that was your clue right there. Higher low, made a higher high, and then did this, made another higher low right in the middle of the day. That pullback to VWAP, and then guess what? Another bounce up to make a higher high. So there's FNGU. Nice work, FNGU. So there's 200 SMA right there. And there's price action doing a catch. Call that a catch. When it comes down into this area, the 200 SMA, and it can't close complete candles below it. So it gets caught and it gets pushed back up like a rubber band, is slung back up to a higher high. So there's FNGU up over a rising 200 SMA. All right, let's go back and take a look at some of the other sectors. All right, let's take a look at energy. We'll look at USO first. All right, so here's USO. It's in a downtrend. We got a lower high and lower lows. And of course, we just made another lower high right there. Yesterday's price action was a lower high and a lower low as well. And you can see it closing below the bearish trap. That's the 3 under the 8. Okay, when it's over the 8, that's bullish. When it's under the 8, it's bearish. So closing under the bearish trap, under the 17 EMA. That's a falling 17 EMA. So that's bearish. Let's take a look at UNG. UNG still holding on to this uptrend. This is amazing. All right. So UNG recently started a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. An uptrend right through here, taking out this high. So they started this. Let's see what I got. 5-3. So this month. So about a week ago, a couple weeks ago. All right, took out this high, so made a higher high. So that puts it in an uptrend. And ever since they've done that, they've been holding on to this uptrend. Now they got to take out this high over here. Now they could come up and challenge it, pull back to minor support, which would be these 3 peaks right in here. 1, 2, 3. Pull back to minor support, make a higher low, and then come back up and challenge it again. All right, so that's UNG. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it does. Yesterday's price action, it is in an uptrend because we took out this high. So it's in an uptrend. So yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over a rising 17 EMA. UNG getting it done finally after all these months and months of being in a bear flag. All right, let's take a look at precious metals, SLV. All right, it's in an uptrend. All right, because we took out this lower high here. So now we have an uptrend when we took that out right here on this candle. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over 17 EMA. Not really rising, not really falling, not really flat either. But, you know, it's just over the 17 EMA. So price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17. This is an uptrend right there. Okay, so let's take a look at GLD. Same thing happening there. GLD making a higher high over this high right here. All right, so GLD, yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap. See, it's over the yellow line, over the 17 EMA. Again, not a falling 17 EMA, but not rising either. Kind of close to flat, but got a little twist going on there. So there's GLD in an uptrend. Take a look at a few sectors. Start off with SMH. SMH in an uptrend with a higher low and a higher high, producing another higher high up here. SMH price action for yesterday, outside day. Increased volatility. That's a higher low and, a lower low and a higher high. All right, but still in an uptrend, breaking the downtrend line. Nice work. SMH, all right, still in an uptrend. So we got all of the Fab 5 in uptrends. Okay, that's IWM, small caps and mid caps. Then we get mega caps, that's in FNGU, all right. Got technology is in an uptrend because you got the QQQ in an uptrend. You get semiconductors in an uptrend. All right, we have a recipe for a really good rally. So there's SMH. All right, let's take a look at IYT. It's not really yesterday's candle. Okay, so it's a red candle, but it doesn't go this far. All right, so it's a red candle, and it looks like it made a higher high and a lower low, so it's an outside day, and it closed down here, so it closed, well, that would be under the bullish trap and under the 17 EMA. So it closed under a bearish cross under the 17 EMA. But it's in an uptrend, managing to take out this high. So transports still in an uptrend. They haven't broken this low yet. It almost looks like they did it here. So still in an uptrend. Transports are still in an uptrend. Just got an outside day with a higher high and a lower low. Closing at the end of the day near the low of the day. Not a good sign. All right, so there's IYT. All right, let's go take a look at XLK. That's our technology sector. Higher low, higher high. It's in an uptrend. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high. Closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. That's a rising 17 EMA. This is bullish. This is in an uptrend. So technology and semiconductors pretty much follow each other closely. And we got an uptrend in technology. No surprise there if SMH is in an uptrend. All right, let's take a look. Transports, still barely in an uptrend right now. All right, let's take a look at our financials. Financials, higher low, higher high, in an uptrend. Yesterday's price action. What do we got here? That low is 41.66. That low is 41.66. Okay, so we got a lower high and an equal low. Closing the day near the upper half. That's bullish. So financials closing over the bullish trap and over the rising 17 EMA. So financials still in an uptrend. Not the best day yesterday, but not bad. Closing they closed, near the upper half. So not bad. See, I like that when you got more tail than for the bulls. When I'm bullish, you got more tail than wick and body. that's a sign bulls on the day. And I like that. Didn't make a higher high, but that's fine. As long as they end the day showing us the bulls are still engaged. So there's XLF. All right, so we've got transports just barely hanging on to the uptrend. All right, financials in an uptrend, technology, semiconductors in an uptrend, mega caps, small caps, and mid caps all in an uptrend. All right, so we have a recipe to make new highs. All right, if the data comes in good. Now, here's the big question. I'm hearing news that they're revising the CPI. I don't know why. They probably want it to look good, so we'll see. It's going to be a really flaky read today because they're revising how they read it. They're stripping some stuff out and giving it a new category. So that's what I hear. So we'll see what happens. All right, so there's XLF. So CPI, it's all dependent on the data. If the Fed sees good numbers, well, then those rate cuts are still on the table. Pretty soon, like maybe next quarter. All right, if the CPI comes in and inflation is still kind of rising or it's not falling, all right, they're going to have to take them off the table and reserve them for maybe the last quarter of the year. So we want them to be falling, all right? But then again, they're tweaking the numbers. So it's going to be sketchy today. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's go take a look at our economic calendar. All right, so first we'll start off with the economic calendar. This is the main event today, this week, 8:30, in about 12 minutes here. CPI is going to be reported at 8:30. Retail sales also at 8:30, but not the headliner. All right, excuse me, folks. Empire State Manufacturing Index, 8:30 this morning. Business inventories, 10. Housing Market Index, 10. Every Wednesday, 10:30, we get a petroleum status report. And there we go there. That's it. All right, for Thursday, housing starts and permits, 8:30. Jobless claims, 8:30. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, 8:30. Import-export prices, 8:30. Industrial production, 9:15. And every Thursday at 10:30, almost every Thursday at 10:30, we get a natural gas report. Okay, so we got no Fed speakers. We've got a couple of Fed speakers down here at the end of the day on Thursday, but none of them are Mr. Powell. Friday, really light day. Leading indicators comes out at 10. It's not even highlighted. So there you go. This is the main event coming out in 12 or 11 minutes. Is at 8:30 today. It's going to regards to inflation and whether they're going to have a rate hike. A rate hike would be bad for the economy because, well, people are buying houses, people are moving, people are getting jobs. They want to move to the place where they got job opportunity. Having low interest rates helps facilitate those moves, getting people in the right locations to work their craft. Okay, so a lot of people need to move around, and having a low interest rates helps them sell their house and buy a new house. That's why interest rates are so helpful. Now, having them up around 7.25, 7.5, that's not good. All right, so we want rate cuts. All right,
Order filled.
But we don't want inflation either. Right, so we're kind of threading the needle. You don't want inflation where you got too much inflation going on, and even when you get to the place where you can finally do your craft, it costs you an arm and a leg just to live there. All right, so it's a two-edged sword. Got to get them down, but we also got to cut back on inflation too. So it's a difficult job. and I know this guy receives a lot of comments, some good, some bad, very few good, but it's a tough job to try to thread the needle there. But there we are, CPI. That's the main event. That's today. That's at 8:30. All right, earnings calendar. All right, let's look at Wednesday. We got Toyota Motor. It's a foreign countries company, so we'll find out when they want to find their P&L. All right, Cisco, 197 billion. They're going to report tonight after the close. That's about the only notable. There's some familiar names. All right, Dole, Viasat. All right, so but nothing really market moving. All right, Cisco, that will have some influence on the tech sector. But there's Cisco, almost 200 billion there. They're going to report this evening, Thursday. All right, here's the big one, 482 billion, almost half a trillion. Walmart's going to report in the morning. All right, Applied Materials, 174 billion. John Deere's going to report 114 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Applied Materials reports in the evening. All right, that's it. Baidu's going to report 38 billion. They're going to report in the morning as well, right alongside Walmart and John Deere. All right, so there we go there. So there's earnings calendar for Thursday. For Friday, nothing really big here or market moving. Okay, for Monday, Mitsubishi's going to report, another foreign-owned company. Palo Alto is going to report, and Monday evening, 97 billion. So that's it for the earnings calendar. For Max Payne for today, Max Payne is 522. They're not far from it. They may go down and spike it and then rip it. So I would probably expect a visit to Max Payne sometime today. Put to call ratio, got 1 and 2/3 puts for every call. All right, so it could be a put squeeze. Put squeeze is on the table, and a visit to Max Payne. CPI is going to be reported, so they'll probably do it all. All right, for U.S. dollar index. So we close the day right here, red candle. You can see we close the day at the end of the day near the lower portion of the candle. Notice all the wick up there. See, that's bullish for the markets. It's bearish for the dollar. Okay, but that's bullish for the markets because you notice the body and the tail down here. Okay, body and the tail don't are less than the whole wick up there. So that's still in an uptrend. We have not broken these lows. I got a feeling we may do it this morning. And you can see we're already grinding down right through here with a lower high and a lower low. Weak dollar is good for our country and our companies here in the USA because I've said it before, makes our goods and services less expensive because when foreign countries purchase them, the conversion rate becomes easier for them. All right, when you got a expensive dollar, it makes our goods and services more expensive, and it makes us less competitive. So we want a weak dollar, but we don't want inflation. We want lower interest rates, but we don't want inflation. All right, so there you go. So there's the U.S. dollar. That's it for this morning, traders. I will we'll catch what's going on here in 5 minutes. Good morning, Marley and Gilbert. And I'll be in at 9:15, and we'll kick this market off. We'll see where they want to send it. Probably won't be a trade for about an hour. Just telling you, I don't know, because it's going to get whippy and washy, and they're going to try to wash out a lot of stops. That's usually what they like to do, is wash out the stops on both sides and then send it into the direction, the preferred direction. So we'll see what happens. So there might not be any trade up until 11 o'clock, 11:30. We'll see what happens. All right, so I want to thank everybody out there in YouTube land and in Rumble land and on my Facebook channel, my Facebook group. Appreciate you all. I really love it. I love the kind comments. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for giving my videos your time. All right, so I'll see you all at 4 p.m. today. And tomorrow I'm going to be out again. All right, got a graduation to go to. All right, so I'll see you guys around. If I don't have any questions, I'll take questions. If I don't have any questions, I'll see you all about 9:15 here in the trading room.